right, race fans. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans. Welcome to the Lady in Black. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Darlington Raceway tonight for 110 laps at the Lady in Black. It's race number 6 of the season, and this is a tough track, man. Who's got what it takes to tame the lady? Only one way to find out, and that is hang out right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Lady in Black tonight is come here to dance. Who's got what it takes? It's Darlington. It's race number 6. It's the Buschwackers Series, and it is TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. And we got a good one here for you tonight, man. I say that about all of them, don't I? It's a good one. New track. Thanks to Mike Schreiner for making this track for us here in rFactor 2. Got about 4.5 minutes left to go in the practice session. So this is the Buschwackers Series, Friday night series, race number 6 of the season, 110 laps here at a great track. That's Darlington Raceway. And I'm your host, Heath Johnson, commentator, broadcaster here on TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or maybe even hosting your website or online store, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. That's who hosts our website and our servers here at High Octane Racing League. So I always have to refresh my page here in the browser. So you get to that. So thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. I'm refreshing my page. Hopefully that comes up. There we go. Oh, man. My fault. Anyway, this is highoctaneracing.net. Come on over and join us. We got a good link there to Discord if you want to join us on the Discord channel. You'll get updates, by the way, by visiting this page of who's winning what the schedule changes are, and then any new series we got coming up, any special events, and then who's running what throughout the week. Quick link to TurnLeftTV there as well. This is highoctaneracing.net. Brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Take a look at the track here at Darlington. The Lady in Black. This is a unique track, man. Egg-shaped oval, and this thing will just reach out and bite you. 1.366 miles in length. 4 turns, and oh my God, those turns. Turns 1 and 2 banking at 25 degrees, 3 and 4 at 23 degrees. Front straight, you see front and back about 2 to 3 degrees. So this is going to be a fun one here tonight, I hope. This is TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for coming in. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there, all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, and please share my videos with all your friends. And also, if you'd like to support me, click on the link down in the banner or in the description of this race and follow it over to the Fanatec website. That'll help me out here at TurnLeftTV. I've got the DD1 wheelbase, the GT2 wheel rim, love that, both those, and then got the shifter as well, H-pattern shifter, and don't forget those V3 inverted pedals. That's what started off for me, man. I'm definitely in love with that. I did a G27 and had a little mod of the ECCI pedals to use with that, and upgraded to this, and I've never looked back, man. It's just absolutely amazing. So love the stuff that Fanatec puts out, and I own the stuff, so definitely speak from experience of how much it's improved my driving, that's for sure. But hey, thanks for coming in here tonight and choosing TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. And again, thanks for sharing my videos, for subscribing, and watching the race here tonight on TurnLeftTV. We got a good one for you. This is the Buschwackers series. And it's going to be a challenging night tonight, man. New track. Darlington is a very, very tough track in itself, let alone add the new version in. And it's a skinny track, a thin track, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to pass here, and you got to stay above those dotted lines or you're going to be in big trouble. I think a little bit of rubber down on the track is going to help these guys with recognizing where to stay or keep that car. Well, tomorrow night, the Saturday Night Thunder will be off. We'll be coming back next week with the Saturday Night Thunder, 110 laps from this track here tonight, Darlington Raceway, in the Cup cars. So that's race number 4 of the season. Instead, we want to offset the schedule a little bit. The guys at High Octane Racing League that race with us, that's one of the things they said. They got a little tired of racing the same track one night and then coming back the next night, even though it's a different mod. So we have heard them, and in its place tomorrow night, we're going to have an IndyCar race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That's going to be a fun 150 laps there in the 2014 Dallara mod. I can't figure out whether I'm going to broadcast this race or I'm actually going to get out there and race. Doing some laps in these Indy cars around this track, and a lot of fun. So that's coming up tomorrow night. It may be on TurnLeftTV. Keep your eyes open. Never know. We have now switched over to the qualification session. So we've got about 9.5 minutes left in quals. Nobody brave enough to go out yet. So waiting on that. Don't forget also, we've got a special event headed your way. And that will be, as soon as I can find where I put it, nope. So there you see the updated schedule on the Saturday Night Thunder. Moving everything back a week, so we'll be back at Darlington next week, 110 laps there. Some guys out on the track here for quals. Take a look at Todd Robillard as he makes his qualification attempt. Right now, looks like the top time is Todd Robillard, 28.143. Showed up early. Paul Brown is second on the grid. As you see Robillard, the faster in those two segments, but he's up into the wall. And then, he spins that car. He keeps it straight, but man, hits the inside wall. Hard lick there for Todd Robillard on his second lap. Take a look at Artur Vieira. his qualification attempt. Tiago Gomez, Claudio Bardelli Jr., Scott Pinkham all joining us in the chat session. And then Givaldo, of course, giving us the play-by-play. What do you expect? Also letting us know who's leading the championship. I love Givaldo, man. That guy's great. Artiviera currently third on the grid there. Take a look at Bardelli Jr. in his outlap. Here's what we got coming up in the IndyCar Series special event, May 28th. That's the night before the Indy 500. We're going to run a 100-lap race with the IndyCars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That's 250 miles, half the real race distance. Starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you know what? It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. I expect a huge field for that one. Bardelli Jr. now with his first time lap. So Bardelli Jr. the third on the grid. So good run here so far for Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. Off this second lap, we've seen guys have trouble this second lap. He's fast, 28.372. Osvaldo Spindle in the 68s. Looks like he is not going to finish that second lap here. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. He came out early as well, so expect him to be fast. Robillard is the top time here so far. .606 is that first lap for Givaldo Spindola. Or excuse me, Thiago Gomez. I was looking at Givaldo's name off to the side. Take a look at this second lap. Looks like it's a little bit slower here. Lap number 2, 28.530. Seventh on the grid for the 9X machine. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, Darlington tonight. Next week we have Memphis International, Texas, Charlotte, and Gateway. Finishing out the season. So Memphis is going to be one of those things that's going to be a little bit of a question mark, I think. That's a newer track. So a newer conversion anyway. Texas definitely know what to expect there. Charlotte, those two cookie cutters, and then Gateway Raceway. We've raced that several times. That's a unique one as well. Another egg-shaped track located outside of St. Louis, Missouri to finish out the season. So this should be fun. So we got about 3 minutes left to go in the qualification session. Nobody still to qualify, so we'll give you the results here in a moment. Well, here are my keys to the race here tonight, man. This is a tough track. I mean, listen, the lady in black will break your heart, that's for sure. Race the track here tonight. It's a narrow track. It's this egg-shaped track. It is a little, a little under 1.4 miles in length, but man, this thing is tight. And you're going to have to race above those yellow lines. There's some dotted yellow lines down on the inside, and that really is the transition down to the apron. After that, you get those tires down on the apron through the turns, and the car's coming around. So you're going to have to keep that car above those dotted lines and then off the wall as well. You got to exercise some patience here. It's going to be really hard to pass, and those guys that can exercise some patience, save tires, and pick their spots for when they're going to make a pass and try not to really overdrive this thing to try to get around somebody. Just be patient. If you overdrive the thing, you're going to end up turned around. You're going to end up bringing out a caution flag, and at the very least, you're going to end up using up your tires. So those are my keys to the race here for taming the lady in black. So again, thanks for coming out tonight. We'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. The top 10 in points. Claudio Bardelli Jr. looking like he might be on his way for a second consecutive championship. I think it would be his third, if I'm not mistaken, here in the Buschwacker Series. Paul Brown in second. He's going to have something to say about that. Todd Robillard, Preston Hassel, and Sean Jacobs, who was having some internet connection issues, I think. He was here a little bit earlier, but left to reset his modem and have not heard back from him. So hopefully everything's okay there for Sean. I know they're having some weather over that side of the world. Robillard, Hassel, and Jacobs all in a dogfight there for the third position. Craig Marizan, Lucas Simpsoner, and Arthur Vieira, a pretty tight battle in 6th, 7th, and 8th. You see Givaldo Spindola and Tiago Gomez rounding out the top 10 coming into tonight's race. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow in the spot of the Saturday Night Thunder, we're going to race a special event just to offset the schedule for the Saturday Night Thunder Series and the Buschwacker Series, which we're racing tonight. Get those guys not racing the same track, so they have to come back the next week and face that same track, at least the way it is right now. But anyway, we're going to run Las Vegas Motor Speedway tomorrow, 150 laps in the IndyCar Series. This is a fun track, man. Fast and furious in the IndyCars. And I think I may end up bringing that to you live. 150 laps. Some Vegas. Man, you know what they say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, especially in these IndyCars. That's coming up tomorrow night. It's like we are finished with the qualification session. All right, that's it for the qualification session. We will check the standings after this. All right, we're back. Again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Right now in the warm-up session, about 7.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Let's take a look at the qualification results. Track position going to be everything here tonight. Todd Robillard at the top of the grid. Ricky Emerson will start second. Couple fast cars up front there. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's got a lot of laps in here this week. I've been watching his YouTube channel. Bardelli Jr. has been out on this track getting some practice. Lucas Siffner always going to be a factor there. The 21 car starts in fourth. Artie Vieira, KG veteran that he is, starts in fifth. Craig Marizano in the 60 will start sixth. Thiago Gomez in the 9X starts in the seventh position. Paul Brown will start eighth. Chris Hughes in the 7 car starts in the ninth position. In the top 10 there, rounding out the top 10 is Tim Lansbury. Starting in 11th is Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. Givaldo Spindola will start 12th. It looks like we've got a 13th driver joining us as well. Somebody coming in a little bit late there. Preston Hassel will start in the 13th position. Look who joining us in the chat session. Oh, he says he wants the GT3 back. Alexander Zakharov is a great GT3 driver, man. And I'll tell you what, I think this summer we're definitely going to be doing a GT3 series again. And, you know, summer, well, I should say summer for me. We've got a couple weeks left of school, and I'll be off for the summer, aside from taking some classes, work on my second master's degree, and we'll see. I think the GT3 series, definitely some fun events coming up. We'll see if we can't put together a schedule. Give me some ideas there, Zakharov. Good to see you tonight. Alexander Zakharov joining us. How about that? And I don't know what time it is there. It's got to be like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe later. Maybe 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning there. He's getting up, getting some coffee. That was staying up too late and being bad. Just a little under 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. You see 68 there getting a little loose. It's a tough track here. We go on board here with Chris Hughes in the 7 car. You see, this thing is narrow. And I said it doesn't look that narrow, but right here as that car wants to drip up toward the wall, it is narrow. Side by side, ooh, it's going to be risky. A little bit better getting into 3 and 4 there, keeping her down low, but 1 and 2, ooh, man. And then coming off right there, dipping below that line. I guess that was 1 and 2. Dipping below that line. Can't get that car to come around, so you got to be really careful about that. Make sure our side-by-side's working as we watch Thiago Gomez in that side-by-side view. Looks like that's working well for us tonight. That's good. Don't forget, special event coming up on Saturday, May the 28th. We'll be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps. That's actually the night before the Indy 500. Indy 500 just about 50 miles down the road from me, and home track, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And we're going to bring that to you live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's coming up on May the 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's practice session. Qual start at 3. Racing starts at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on TurnLeftTV. And we got about a minute left, man. Getting excited here. This is the lady in black tonight. Woo! It's going to be a tough one. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. Next week, we're going to be at Memphis International Raceway, another fairly short track. It's going to be a fun one, 135 laps there. First time we've been on that track. So that'll be another one. That will be a little question mark. We're going to give it a different look, like Memphis. So I'm getting my pick in. Getting my pick in, and my pick to win this race is Todd Robillard in the 90 car. That's who's going to win this race tonight, at least I think. Boys and girls, that's the end of the warm-up session. Now we're going to flip it over to race. Here we go. Who's got what it takes to tame the lady in black?
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boys and girls, here we go. Starting order here tonight at Darlington. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P1. Ricky Emerson outside row 1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in 3rd. Lucas Sinfeder starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th will be Artur Vieta in the 4 car. Craig Marizon in the 60 starts in the 6th position. Tiago Gomez in the 9X starts in 7th. Paul Brown starts in the 8th position in the 77. Chris Hughes in the 7 car will start 9th. Tim Lansbury in the 82 starts in the 10th position. Jesus Iglesias starts 11th. Givaldo Spindola starts in the 12th position. Starting in 13th will be the 27 of Preston Hassel. Well, like we said, you better keep this thing underneath you here tonight. It's a night race. Keep this thing between the lines. You see those dotted lines? You definitely want that car above those dotted lines, especially through the turns. 110 laps here tonight. And my pick to win this race is Todd Robillard, and he is on the pole there in the 90 car. So brand new track from Mike Schreiner. You know, it's a little bit of a work in progress, and he told us that, but the thing looking good here so far. And we're giving it a test tonight. Or is it going to give us a test? Probably a little bit of both. Here we go. Pace car is in. Oh, we're way out there. Here we go. We're into turn 1. Here, side by side. How long's that going to last? Everybody's so good so far through turns 1 and 2. Good so far. Now trying to get it single file here. Now you're going to start racing this track here. Hopefully you keep that thing out of the outside wall. The 4 car looks like he might have been up into the wall. On board here with Artur Vieta. He's gotten into the wall. He's running in P5. A little bit easier there through 3 and 4. That car's a little bit loose. It's a little rubber down on the track. I guess that's 1 and 2. I got to figure out my turns here. 90, Todd Robillard in the lead. Second place is Ricky Emerson. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in 3rd. Sinfeder's in the 4th position. Vieta now is in 5th. Take a look at Craig Marizon in the 60 car. Right now running in the 7th position. He is running behind Thiago Gomez. Looking to try to find a way to get around the 9X car. It is so hard to pass here. Just got to race this track. The guy in front of you is going to end up, hopefully coming to you. The 90, the 9X right there coming around. Is he catching it? He does catch it. The 9X came around and barely hung onto that car. Holy smokes, man. Gomez almost spun that car out. Thiago Gomez, take a look at this. Gets that car up into the wall right there, and he's trying to hang on to that thing, and he does a good job. Good thing there's a lot of area down there on the bottom of the track to get that car straightened up. Holy smokes. He was absolutely flat out wrecked. Look at this. He hits the wall, working that wheel and get that car back up onto the track. He does a great job of saving that thing, but he lost a ton of positions. Take a look at Paul Brown here in the 77 car. He's running in the 7th position. It is so hard to pass here, man. He's running behind Craig Barazon in that 60. Running in the 8th position is Chris Hughes. Barazon down to the inside, doing a little protection down there, hugging that dotted line. Paul Brown up on the outside. We can see if he can't get a run off the stretch. Working this wheel. Preston Hassel here trying to make a pass on Thiago Gomez. The 27 car fighting the Gomez down into the turn. Gomez going to be a little nice there. Let him have that position. Gomez tuck it in, and they're trying to collect his thoughts after almost spinning out. Oh, there he goes again, sideways. Look at this, Archivieta and Lucas Sifner having a battle. Sifner going down to the inside line. Archivieta's going to the outside, and Sifner's going to let him go. So Archivieta now picking up a spot up to the 4th position. Up here with Todd Robillard, we got a battle here for the 2nd position. Look at that, Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Ricky Emerson having a little bit of a disagreement right now. 5 car trying to hold off a charge with this 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he is our points leader coming into tonight. And he is looking racy. I told you he has a lot of laps here. We got a yellow flag out. Things starting to get a little racy. Spindle now getting that car straightened back up. Looks like Givaldo Spindle has come around here on lap 9. Pace car now coming back out on the track as those guys slowing down to let the pace car out in front. Let's take a look and see what happened to Givaldo. Gets down on the right there in that yellow, below those dotted lines, and the back end of that car comes around. He touches the outside wall. Not hard, super. Oh, that was a little bit harder right there on that secondary hit. Man, the car just got right there. He gets below the dotted line, and he's okay there. But then he gets up here. He's back onto the track right there. You see he's above the line, but then he's going to come back down below the line right here. And this is where the back end of that car comes loose. And then he's trying to catch it and just cannot hang on to the thing. Looking out of the back of Thiago's car. Watch this. You see right here he's okay. And then he gets back below that line, and that thing just hits the wall. So back up here with our leader. First caution flag. Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action, not this Saturday, but next Saturday on April 14th. 110 laps from the Lady in Black, Darlington. Race number 4 of the season. It'll be a lot of fun, I think, in these Cup cars. Even though it's tough to pass, these Cup cars, you can work on them. It's open setups. And we'd love to have you come on out and joining us at Darlington, 110 laps, and a Saturday Night Thunder. That's on April the 14th. Racing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Saturday, however, we're going to be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the IndyCar Series. That's coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 150 laps from the IndyCars. That'll be hopefully live right here on TurnLeftTV. Got some guys coming down pit lane. Looks like Symphony has elected to stay out. So we got some guys on pit lane taking service as Lucas Symphony getting the laps led in his machine. Take a look at Robillard in that front pit stall. Some cameras are going to be added to this track as well, I'm sure, as Mike Schreiner gets some chance to work on it a little bit more. It looks like some guys might have done a two-tire stops there as the 90 a little bit slow on pit lane. So some of those guys beat him off pit lane. Sifner in the 21, you know he's going to make a pit stop. 7 to Chris Hughes, Tiago Gomez, all those guys staying out. The 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr., he might have done a two-tire stop. You know, we only got really 9 racing laps on these tires, so this 91 car might very well be on a two-tire strategy. Although it's like Chris Hughes, because we got Chris Hughes still out on the track, I believe. So Chris Hughes, I would suggest will probably be coming down pit lane. I think he's wanting to get those 5 points for leading a lap or whatever it is. I guess I probably should know the points. Those bonus points. I think it's a bonus point. Might be 2. What my keys to the race here were tonight. Race the track, man. Stay above those dotted lines. Be patient and pick your spots. You see, it's already pretty apparent that it's hard to pass here. We knew that was going to be the case. And we also knew that getting those tires below those dotted lines, especially through the turns, is going to be very, very risky. So Givaldo, as he coming down, I think he's going to start in the back there and serve his penalty. As you see, Chris Hughes making a pit stop, but now we got a new race leader, and that's the 91 car. It looks like he's going to elect to go down to the inside line for this restart. Vienna starting second. Brown in the 77 starts in third. The 90, our pole setter, starts in the 4th position. Ricky Emerson will start 5th. Marizon starts in the 6th position. So get ready to go back green. Start lap 14. And let this thing, best thing to do is let this thing get single file here and then just start trying to figure it out. Don't push it real hard. You can see guys dipping below those lines, and you may see another caution flag here. So cautions breed cautions. Here we go, back to green. Cautions breed cautions. To be very patient here. On board here with Claudio Bardelli Jr. as the things are sort of getting dicey back there in the pack as Gomez is up the track into the wall. These guys are going to try to get by on the bottom side. Thiago Gomez in the 9X car. We were on board there with the leader as we saw Gomez get into the wall. And now Simpfer's going to get around. Gomez trying to protect, trying to keep from losing too many positions. He's now back to the 10th position in that 9X machine. So Gomez having a tough time here. But hanging on to that thing now. As Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 is our leader. And I'd mentioned in the pre-race show that I saw on his YouTube channel that he was out doing some practice laps. He actually had a race last night, I believe, at Darlington. So he's got some laps here at this joint. And this guy can flat out drive regardless of how many laps he's got on the track. 91 car, our leader. Vieira is in second. A couple of our Brazilian drivers there working together, running 1-2. Paul Brown running in the third position in that 77 car. He's running behind Artur Vieira in the 4. Todd Robillard running in the fourth position. He might have gotten into the wall. Robillard in the 90. He's down below that line, hangs on to the thing. He got up into the outside wall. Gives up a spot. Iglesias down to the inside. What's he going to do here? Way down to the inside. He's going to lose a ton of positions here. Iglesias is going to give up a ton of positions. He's now racing side by side with Tim Lansbury, and there's contact. And then Iglesias is into the wall. Boy, we saw that going on. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias into the inside wall. Iglesias went way down onto the apron, then came up the track, was side by side with Tim Lansbury and contact. Holy smokes. A quickie caution here. Bardelli Jr. will take that caution flag and catch up to the pace car. Let's take a look and see what happened here as we were kind of watching that transpire anyway. As Iglesias way down on that apron, he comes back up the track. He's now side by side with Tim Lansbury. And then those guys are going to get together coming off the turn. And Iglesias to the inside. Now down to the inside wall. And he just got up the track right here. He got up the track, still trying to hang on to it. Gets up into Tim Lansbury and then into the inside wall. And that was a hard lick right there. Get out of the back of, see right there, the 22 gets up into the 81 or 82 car. So 77, he's up to the third position. Bardelli Jr. is our leader. So these guys are all going to come down pit lane. Looks like there's a little bit of a scoring issue. We're telling somebody to pass the pace car, which we know that is not correct. Everybody driving down pit lane here. There's Vieira out on the track. Some of these guys taking service. We'll see if this thing doesn't fix itself. Hopefully it does. IndyCar Series, don't forget, coming up tomorrow. But next week, Indianapolis, or excuse me, May the 28th, not next week. I'm so excited about it. May the 28th, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 100 laps, and the IndyCar Series racing starts at 3 p.m. or the quals at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. 100-lap race. That's 250 miles, half the distance of the real race, the night before the real Indy 500. Preston Hassel now our race leader as Vienna now driving down pit lane. Preston Hassel in the 27 and AMD Ryzen sponsor number 27 car is the race leader. Emerson's second, Bardelli Jr. third, Gomez fourth, Paul Brown fifth, Todd Robillard sixth. You see Simpson, Hughes, Marizon, and Iglesias rounding out the top 10. And thanks so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Man, I'm always astounded by that anybody would come out and watch races here, man. When I started this channel, I never thought we'd have a lot of people, just maybe the guys that actually raced in the race that could go back and watch. But now we got over 650 subscribers. Thanks to all those folks who actually have subscribed and come out and watch these races and share these videos with the friends and so forth. And I really appreciate you being here tonight here on TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to make a donation, TurnLeftTV, there's a donate button up there in the banner of the channel, right straight through PayPal. And then if you would help me out, click on the links down in the description of the race and follow this over to the Fanatec website. And if you're interested in purchasing something through Fanatec, please use my link. And thanks to all those folks who have done so. Really appreciate that. Love the Fanatec equipment. And I've got the wheel and pedals and the wheelbase and the shifter. And I love the stuff, man. So I'd like to see when folks join the Fanatec family. Side by side here is Preston Hassel to the inside for this restart. Here on lap 23. Hopefully these guys get this back nose to tail here and get it sorted out. Emerson to the outside, and that 5 car, he's going to be fast. He would probably want to get ahead here on this start. So pace car's off. Start lap 24. Need another camera there to switch over a little bit earlier. Here we go, back to green as the 27 doesn't want to give up that spot. Bardelli Jr., and we know he's fast. Looking out of the back of, oh, there's contact right there. Contact between the 5 and the 27, a little bit of contact. Gomez up on the outside, man. I'll tell you what, he's had a tough time on these restarts. Looks like everything okay here so far for Tiago on board here with him. He's running in the 4th position. So he's got some good track position on this pit stop. Working that wheel coming off the turn. Just be patient. Let this thing start to work itself out. Tim Lansbury wanting to get around Givaldo Spindola here, the 82 and the 68 fighting it out. The 82 to the inside, Givaldo letting him go. So Givaldo now back to the 11th position as Lansbury moves up to 10th. Ricky Emerson's come around, it looks like. Ricky Emerson, he might have come around here. We got a big melee. Ricky Emerson in the 5 car. Looks like he came around. Take a look and see what happened to Ricky Emerson now back to the 7th position, but getting word that he might have spun around. We saw this earlier with Tiago. He might have gotten caught in that too, because this is, take a look here, Ricky Emerson. Emerson diving down to the inside, sped that up. Take a look. Diving down, might have been some contact too. With the 27 car. Right here to the inside, Ricky diving into the turn. And in contact between the 27 and the 5. And the 91 getting into the back of the 5 car, finishing him off. Tiago Gomez. 77 in this as well. Holy smokes. That got a lot of cars there. Look out of the front of Chris Hughes' car. He's a little bit far back there. We saw that action going on. Watch this. It's just going to be smoke everywhere here as these guys spin, and Chris Hughes does a great job. Tim Lansbury spinning. It just looked like Ricky might have gotten into the turn just a little bit too hard here. Right there, he drifts up the track just a little bit and gets into the 27 car. Man, I tell you what, Givaldo did a great job of missing that. Holy smokes, he ends up spinning. But that Givaldo move was pretty gangster right there. Watch this. Watch Givaldo. He's into the turn. These guys are going to go crazy. Watch this. He is. Oh, man. I might have got clipped there a little bit. Might have got clipped. Man, that was crazy. So Bardelli Jr., the leader. Robillard in the 90 car is in second. Bardelli Jr. in the 91, our points leader. We'll take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Bardelli Jr. Has a pretty, not a huge lead, man, but, 19 points, pretty decent lead halfway through the season. Paul Brown second. Robillard, Hassel, Jacobs all in a tight battle there for the 3rd position. Marizon, Simpner, and Vieira locked up for the 6th spot. So got some good battles there in that top 10. And then coming up next week, we got another question mark. That's Memphis International. Guys have not been on that track before. 135 laps on May the 13th. Of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Who else is racing Memphis, man? Maybe Cha-Cha, who helped convert that track over. forget, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, EliteHostingUSA.com can help you out. Not only that, but also your website, hosting there and hosting your online store. We have our website hosted through Elite Hosting USA. So highoctaneracing.net. Come on over and join us. We'd love to have you. Was get a hold of me or one of our racers here. Join us on Discord. Good little link there in the front page. You get also point standings and schedules, links to the YouTube videos and what have you. Getting the one to go. Looks like Bardelli Jr. back to the lead. Robillard second on the outside line. It looks like Ricky Emerson has elected to start in the back. Tim Lansbury's still on pit lane there, taking some service. Ton of damage here maybe for the 82. I'm not sure what's going on with that 82. And Skyline Chili Mustang is on pit lane. That's an extended pit stop there for him. Look at that, Will Dunbar. Howling Hawk wants to see Luca winning tonight. Luca, one of the Team Luca folks. Howling Hawk, who is that? Will D in here as well. Pace car off. Ready to go back green. A little bit too many caution flags as these guys first time on this track, and it is a tough track. Back to green. 90 and the 91 side by side. That 91 probably going to be a little kind here on this and let the 90 or the 90 going to be a little bit kind here and let that 91. No, that 90 inching by. He's got a tough car here, so he gets out. Now back to the race lead. Lansbury's retired his machine. That's too bad. Hate to see that out of Tim. He decided he had it enough at this track. 90 car the leader. Bardelli Jr. in second. Artie Vieta is in third. Greg Berzon has that car up to the fourth position. That 60 car. Tom Robillard looks like he might have come around. So Robillard getting loose. It looked like early in the run there, the 90 car had a tendency to get that car a little bit loose. Take a look and see what happened here. Todd Robillard. See, he touches this apron, and the car is sideways. Right there, and then into the inside wall. That's a hard contact into the inside wall. My heavens. Go back to the, guess we better get back to that replay there, huh? Take a look right here. He touches the apron. And then this thing just comes around on him, and then a hard lick into the inside right there. Man, that is a hard lick. Gomez does a great job, or excuse me, look like, take a look out of Vieta's machine. This guy's getting by, but it looked like Iglesias. He got that car cattywampus, didn't he? Aces Iglesias got absolutely wrecked right here. Look at this. He's taking some evasive moves. He gets into the wall right there. A little too much speed for the 22, and he is almost wrecked. Man, he hit hard too. Holy smokes. But yeah, just right there, getting loose and then coming around and front end right into the inside wall. So these guys have got to maybe just be a little bit more patient here. That car from below that dotted line. Didn't I say that in the keys to the race? Does nobody listen to the keys to the race, man? Oh my heavens. Take a look at this side-by-side view. Robillard in 11th, so he's going to have to start at the back of the field. Nobody listens to the keys to the race. What'd I say? What was it? Wait a minute. What's up there? Right there. What's it say right there? Stay above the lights. Seriously. Or you're going to be in a world of hurt. This is the lady in black, and she wants you to stay within your limits. Don't you reach somewhere where you shouldn't. Be a good boy to here tonight, and you won't spin that car back. Vieira is in second. How about Arjun Vieira, man? In the second position in that NASCAR BR. I had to race with these guys the other night, man. Went over to NASCAR BR and did some laps. A good tire rule race. That was an interesting one. It was Bristol, and I sped on pit lane twice. I did 2 drive-through penalties. Man, it was awful for me. I had a pretty good race. I didn't spin out or anything, but I caught myself laps down, and oh well. We had a lot of fun, man. Those guys are great guys over at NASCAR BR, and Arthur, one of the great guys there too. Claudio races there. Tiago, it was good to race with Givaldo as well. Jesus, of course. And it was a lot of fun, man. Have a good time racing with those guys, and some of the guys that I don't get to race with very often as well were there. Bardelli Jr. has elected to stay out. He didn't come down pit lane, so a quickie caution here with Robillard coming around. Gomez going to fool around and keep getting his laps back here. He's a lap down in the 9X machine. Take a look at that new Saturday Night Thunder schedule as we backed the Darlington track up a week. So we're now off sequence there with this schedule and the Buschwackers series. So you see all these tracks on here, aside from Riverside and Indy. These pretty much the same schedule that we have in the Buschwackers series. But we've backed it up a week, so we're not racing the same track on Friday and then back on Saturday. So in that place, we're going to race an IndyCar race tomorrow at Las Vegas. That's right, Vegas in the IndyCar series, 150 laps. And that'll be a lot of fun, man. I can't figure out whether I'm going to actually race this or broadcast it. Either way, it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Now, Bardelli Jr. looks like he's wanting that outside line here. This is going to be interesting. Vieira down on the inside line. Those guys have been working together here tonight. So we'll have to keep our eye on that battle there between the 91 and the 4. The 4 is sort of fainting like he is really not going to push the issue. The lights are out on the pace car. See the 4 car kind of backing up there. Looks like he's maybe going to give that 91 that spot. As a 91 had lane choice. Here we go. Getting ready to go back green. And a little bit of a tough night here tonight. No real aggressive driving or anything. Just getting down below those dotted lines, man. Now going back to green. You see a dogfight there between the 77 and the 4. The 91 does clear the 4 car. And they're side by side now through the turn. It looks like the 77 is going to use that outside line. He's going to get by. So now our guys trying to figure it out here. Get nose to tail here. Hopefully they're saying, hey, we don't want any more caution flags. Let's keep this thing above the dotted lines and get it figured out. This thing get up to speed. Before that caution flag came out, we were focused on Craig Bearzon in the 60. He is now running in the 4th position. On board here with him, you get an idea of what it's like to get around this joint. You see how to really counter steer this car here. This thing's starting to get slick, as it looks like the 4 car into the wall a little bit. Bearzon backing off. Working that wheel up the track there just a little. Patient coming off the turn, because the thing will come around on you if you're not careful. Snifter's coming around, it looks like. Take a look and see what happened here. Givaldo is up on the outside line. Luca down on the inside line in the 21. And Givaldo climbing up the track, smacking the outside wall, looks like right there. And then comes across. He got stuck in the wall, turns the 21 car, and looks like Gomez, and also looks like Gomez might have gotten caught up in that. We'll take a look at out the front of Thiago Gomez's machine. Right there you see Givaldo up in the wall, and he gets caught right there. It snaps him, and then, oh, Gomez into the back of the 90 car. Chris Hughes misses that action. Board here with Luca. And then turned right there into the wall. 7 does a great job in this and that, really. Take a look at here out of Chris Hughes' machine right there. Bottleneck those guys. Those guys get into that, and Hughes getting by. So right there, more contact, and then Hughes down to the inside. You see the 9X slipping in front of him. This is a tough track, man. Darlington is an egg-shaped oval, but it is narrow in the turns. And the car wants to drift up toward the wall. That's one thing. And then really hard to pass. Banking in the turns, turns 1 and 2 at 25 degrees, 3 and 4 at 23. And you see there's a little bit of banking on that front stretch. It really feels like you are always trying to keep the car off the wall through the turns. But you can get it down on the low lane. But you got to be careful not to dip below those dotted lines, or that thing is going to come around on you. So there's probably a little bit of work to be done on this track. I'd say Mike Schreiner's done a great job. He builds tracks and does a great job here in the not only that, but also building sims. But I'll tell you, he was able to. Well, he was kind enough to let us use this track and test it out here for him tonight. We thought it was ready to go. I think we are. It pretty much is. You just got to adjust to the race conditions here. It's nothing really any different than some of these other tracks that are, tough to drive. You're just going to have to adjust the race conditions. That's pretty much how you got to do it. Paul Brown is now the leader. Emerson is in second. Robillard third. Hughes is up to the 4th position. He's got a lot of practice laps in here. I saw him in there earlier, and he's shown in P4. Looks like Hughes is maybe going to come down pit lane here. He and Tiago on pit lane. And there might be some contact with those guys. Man, I'll tell you what, those guys, I look like they were going to come together. Looked like they were going to get together there. So now Chris done with his pit stop, coming back out on track. All right, the 77, the 5 side by side. So now it looks like Paul Brown decided, hey, I want to start on the outside line. Ricky Emerson's going to start on the inside line. I think Ricky's going to give him a little bit of leeway here. As you see, it's kind of staggering. These guys realize that they need to get really nose to tail, get some laps under these cars. So here we go, get ready to go back green. And Ricky Emerson made a liar out of me. He's down to the inside. And he is sideways. He's down below that those dotted lines there. I'm telling you, you got to be careful on that. Poke of the bear. As, they got that sorted out, looks like. But that battle may heat up there between Vieta and Emerson for the second position. Ricky Emerson running in P2. At 5 car, Lucas Simpler to the inside. He and Tiago Gomez here having a battle. Ricky Emerson wanting to try to get some much needed track position. Got a little bit of work to do now. He got up as high as, well, he led some laps there under caution. I think he was in 4th when the first caution came out, the second caution, and then stayed out and led a lap. Paul Brown now the leader in the 77 car. Does a lot of work for us in helping us admin, and you know, I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of people that know more about rFactor 2 than Paul Brown, and he also works on setups for us, and that's why we have these competitive races. Of just the work that Paul Brown puts in for us, working on setups, working on tracks, helping me with making sure stuff is set up correctly. Take a look at Jesus Iglesias here in the 22 car. He's had an eventful night, and he has got a lot of car underneath him right now. He has got a handful. He's into the outside wall. Coming off the turn, little contact for Iglesias, and he looks like he is just working himself to death just to get through the turns. 91 car now closing in on him, and this could get a little crazy right here. There's a little contact right there between the 91 and the 22. 22 going to let that 91 car go. 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. now up to the 5th position. So Iglesias, that car looking like it wants to come around. He's going to have to probably adjust some track bar on that car. Valdo Spindola says this track requires a lot of attention, and he is right. Preston Hassel now battling Thiago Gomez. Gomez looking like he wants to get around Preston Hassel. He is all over the back of Preston Hassel. Gomez into the wall. Got to race the track, boys. Race this track. But the passes will come to you if you just race the track. It is a tough one. The lady in black is very, very tough. She's a little cantankerous old girl. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. is coming around, but I don't know if the yellow flag's come out. Doesn't look like it has. Bardelli Jr.'s come around, though. He's now gotten that thing gathered back up, but that car spun. Take a look and see what happened to Bardelli Jr. He gets up into the wall right there, contact with the wall, but he does a great job of hanging on to it and keeps the thing pointed in the right direction. Take a look at Iglesias' view as the 91 coming around. And that keeps the car straight. Bardelli Jr.'s had some more trouble here. We'll take a look back to live. And he's hit the wall again. He keeps hitting that thing, and he does the same thing again. My heavens, that's 2 times in a row. And he's got that thing pointed in the right direction, but now he is back to the 11th position. Holy smokes. Look at this battle here. 4-way battle for the lead here on lap 54. And these guys keep from wrecking. Vienna's been into the wall a few times as well, following the 77 car, and he's got a lot of pressure there from the 5. Ricky Emerson in the 5 car. A PlayStation sponsor machine. Art Vienna looking on the low side. 5 going to the outside. He's looking to try to get a little bit of a run here off the turn. Not able to get the launch that he needs off the turn to make that pass. Craig Marazon now in the 5th position. Jesus Iglesias back to 6th. And we've seen how much Jesus Iglesias had to work this wheel. Looking out of the back of Craig Marazon's machine. This is starting to get interesting behind. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. Preston Hassel in the 27. He's up to the high side. Preston Hassel way up on the high side. Preston Hassel wanting to get around that 22 car. So you see kind of 2 packs now. Marazon sort of broken away from these guys. He's now trying to close in on that front pack. 4th car in line is the 90 car. These guys are getting racy. 90. He's got to watch it. He's got 1 caution flag tonight. If he gets another, he's going to have to park it, but he is getting a little aggressive right now. Oh, the 90 down under the 4. Looks like he was trying to peek that car underneath the 4, not able to pull it off. Holy smokes. Chris Hughes in a 7 car. There we go. Iglesias gets a little loose. Holding on to the thing, keeps him spinning out as the 7 car gets by. Jesus Iglesias lost the back end of that car. Watch this. Oh, he had a little bit of help there. He had a little help from the 27. He gave him a little kiss. Supposed to be kissing the lady, not Jesus. This Jesus into the turn. It looks like the 27 gets up into the back of the 22 car. Knocking a little orange crush off that machine. Look at this. Look at this 5-car. Look at that. The 5-car is about wrecked right there. 5-car gets off track. Ricky Emerson, another save. We'll take a look at Ricky Emerson's machine. Look at this, saving this thing. He gets on that below that dotted line, does a great job of saving it. Holy smokes. You see Art de Vieira had a ringside seat for that. Look at that right there. And Emerson saving that thing as Robillard goes by as well. Good green flag laps in here, but man, these guys are working the wheel. Paul Brown watching this battle out of the back of his car, Robillard and Vieira. Art de Vieira looking strong here tonight. You got 3 Camaros up front. 77, the 4, and the 90. Craig Marizon closing in. Now in front of that 5-car. We'll take a look at this pass here as the 5-car may be a little spooked and gets around. And we got a battle for the race lead. Look at this, the 4 to the inside. The 4-car, Art de Vieira. He's to the inside of the 77, and they're side by side right there. Vieira inches ahead. More side-by-side action. Vieira down, touches the wall. Paul Brown is smacking the wall, comes across. Paul Brown got that position back. That was a great battle between the two of those guys. Let's watch that again. Side-by-side, Vieira to the inside, drag race down the front stretch, inches ahead of the 77 car. The 77 stays with it, does not give him the room that he needs to be able to pull off that pass, and they are side-by-side coming off the turn. Paul Brown, look at that, the 4-car gets on the inside. Paul Brown smacks the outside wall and gets back by. What a battle. What a battle. Now Robillard here having a piece of this action. He's to the outside, realizing he might be able to pass on the outside, and he gets by the 4-car. 4-car's got a lot going on right now. 4-car's got a lot going on. Take a look at Craig Marizon. He's starting to close in on this action. Craig Marizon showing some muscle here in this 60 car. He is closed in on this front group. But they've been racing like it's the last lap. Take a look at this, the 90 car. The 90 car and the 77 now battling it out. The 77 doing a wave by right there. Said, I'm not going to fight you. I'll let you go. Ricky Emerson indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Ricky Emerson in the 5 said, I've had enough, man. I need to do a pit stop. He is now on pit lane. Back up here with the race leaders. The 77 is the second position. 90 of Todd Robillard starting to run away from these guys. He likes this track. That's confidence right there, and that speaks a lot or means a lot at this track. It's the 90 Freightliner sponsor Camaro. Pulling away. Paul Brown now down to the inside. He's going to be coming down pit lane. So Paul Brown making a pit stop as the 90 leading the field here. Good green flag run now. Now we're starting to see some green flag pit stops. That's what we wanted to see at this track. Is Paul Brown in the 77 on pit lane. Todd Robillard is the leader. He's still not come down pit lane. The rest of these guys out on the track. Paul Brown the only one on pit lane right now in that 77 car. He's probably got a little right side damage too that I think he's getting fixed on that machine. Said he didn't have much. See the 90 now closing in on the 91 to put him a lap down. The 91 did a little bit of an early pit. That looks like the 91 coming back down pit lane. We got a yellow flag here. We got a yellow flag, and that is 91 looked like he was coming back down pit lane. He comes back out on track. So maybe Preston Hassel might have had an issue. We'll take a look and see what happened here. As see the 27 was down on the inside, way down that inside. That gets that car back up on the track, but still has those right side tires down there on the line. You see he's way down on that inside there. I think he was letting Lucas Simfer go by. But you see right here, as he starts to make this transition, and he's still got those left side tires down below the dotted line, and that's about when that car begins to break loose right there. And he comes around and going to back this into that inside wall. But it all started when Lucas Simfer made the pass. You see the 27 let the 21 go by right here, but then he goes way down to the inside. So he gets into the wall, I guess right there. He gets into the wall, the back end wants to come around, and then he dips below or keeps those left side tires below that dotted line, and the thing comes around on it. Don't forget, the Saturday Night Thunder will be here at Darlington in 2 weeks on April the 14th. I guess it'll be next week, April the 14th. 110 laps from Darlington in the Cup Series, the Saturday Night Thunder. This series has been going on for 21 years. Remember joining this High Octane Racing League, and we were just doing pickup races on Saturday nights in the NASCAR Racing 4 sim. And here we are 21 years later, and we're going to head back to the Lady in Black, race number 4 of the season, the Saturday Night Thunder, coming up next week on April the 14th. Todd Robillard coming down pit lane. Now Preston Hassel has stayed out a lap. I think he's going to lead some laps here. And as we've been talking about, we've got a big one coming up on May the 28th. The night before the Indy 500, we're going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Racing will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at least qualifications. And it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. It's going to be a lot of fun. Memorial Day weekend, a little Indy action. 100-lap race in the IndyCar Series at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Live right here on TurnLeftTV. You see Preston Hassel now coming down pit lane. I think Archie Vieira will be the race leader. We got a couple of guys out there on the track. I would suggest to you that maybe they want to wave around. They're going to risk it. Paul Brown, Ricky Emerson. Now Paul Brown definitely will risk it. I think both those guys came down pit lane, got caught, and now maybe in a position where they're going to be able to get the wave around here. We'll see. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody for coming out here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. This has been a wild race, man. You know, a tough track anyway, but this track is a little bit of a work in progress. Thanks for Mike Schreiner. Thanks to Mike Schreiner for letting us race this track. And I'm sure once this thing gets done, it's going to be even better. It's a fun track, man. You just got to hang on to the thing here. But thanks to all those folks who come out and watch the races. Please share my videos with all your friends. And then don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Been a little rainy here in Indiana. A lot rainy here in Indiana. Hopefully we're on to better weather. Looks like we're going to be in the 80s next week. That'll be good. Hey, don't forget to share my videos with your friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It's right there. Just give it a little tickle. And thanks for coming out here tonight here on TurnLeftTV. All those folks have come out and subscribed and maybe watching the races for the first time. Appreciate you being here tonight. Of course, the old guard out here watching the races as well. Getting the one to go. So we got quite a few viewers in here right now. Looks like we got 10 viewers watching us right now. Hopefully we get a lot of views. Like to definitely look at that. Definitely look at the thumbs up. If you got comments, send them in the chat session. Definitely watch that too. Givaldo's already been here. He said the track requires a lot of attention. And he is right. We're getting ready to go back green. Speaking of attention, fresh tires for everybody. 73 laps in, and maybe turn up the aggressiveness a little bit. That's not what we need. I know that. Vieira is the leader. Marizon, he's got a fast car in that 60. Both these guys have really good cars, especially in the longer runs. And they're starting side by side here on the restart. Iglesias and Robillard will start 3-4. Paul Brown gets the wave around. He's back on the lead lap. Emerson back on the lead lap where they want to be. We're getting ready to go back green to start lap 74. Right back to green. Here we go. 4-car fast. Oh, Iglesias into the 60. Iglesias in the 60 side by side. Looking out of the back of Tiago Gomez hanging onto that car. Marizon way up the track as Iglesias dives into the turn. Oh, Iglesias across the track right there. He got up into the outside wall. I don't know if there was contact with he and Craig Marizon, but Iglesias got it up to the outside. He's hit hard. He is driving the wheels off that thing right now. Take a look and see what happened here to Craig Marizon, and there might have been contact. See right there is Iglesias pushing pretty hard. They're coming off the turn. Marizon, I don't know if he may have gotten into him right there or not. We'll see. It looks like there might have been a little contact. Oh, there might have been a little bit of rubbing right there. It didn't time that quite right. And that was contact. Take a look at out of Robillard in front of his machine. Watch this. And you're going to see Craig Marizon going to slide to the left, and he gets into this 22 car right there, and then the 22 straight into the wall. Robillard's going to get by, and Marizon trying to gather that thing back up. Take a look at Lucas Hifner here, now going below the 27 of Preston Hassel. Hassel's talking about how there might have been some contact between he and Claudio Bardelli Jr. Take a look at that. Maybe there was some contact on that restart. Not sure. Don't see anything there. That's on that restart, I think. Gotten around. I'm not sure reporting anything from Preston. It looks like he's lost a couple positions. But Arthur Vieira, the leader here in the 4-car, he's looking strong. It's been a while since he's won one, and we got a battle there for the second position. Robillard's gotten by Jesus Iglesias. Robillard into the outside wall. Using that outside, we're starting to see guys use that outside a little bit more. They're trying to make some passes, and the 90 gets by, but he's got some right side damage, I believe, right now. Look at this. Sifner way down to the inside below those dotted lines. He's flirting with disaster there as the 27 and the 91 both get by. But Vieira off to the races. No pun intended, as the Robillard behind in that 90 car trying to close in on him. Iglesias running in third. Marizon is in fourth. And that battle's heating back up. Look at Craig Marizon in that Magpul Dynamics machine. Number 60. 9X. He's looking to try to get around Jesus Iglesias. Iglesias to the 22 car. Trying to hold on to that position. The 9X now in this mix. Tiago Gomez. Looking out of the front of Tiago's machine. Oh, Tiago hard into the wall. Hard into the wall there for the 9X machine. Ricky Emerson's come around. So Ricky Emerson's come around as well. Not sure what happened there. This is a little bit... that was when they got around, but Ricky Emerson, looks like the 9X got up into the wall. We'll take a look at this. Right there, Tiago might have come off the wall and got into Ricky Emerson. And Emerson spinning to the inside. Go on board here with Ricky. As Tiago comes down. Way up the track there, but things bottleneck is probably a good idea to kind of maybe not try to dip that nose underneath. As there's contact. Gomez there hanging on to that thing. I don't know, man. Looking out of the back of Gomez's machine. So it looks like, just got to give a little bit extra room here on this, in this part of the track. Both of them. So RTV added the leader there. So, man, a lot going on. We've had a little bit of an eventful race. We're starting to wind it down. And who has got what it takes to survive a night out with the lady? She is breaking hearts tonight, isn't she? Uvaldo, he's in the chat session, and he brings up a great point. I mean, even the most experienced drivers are struggling here tonight with this track. That's true. I mean, Darlington is a tough track anyway. In any sim I've ever raced Darlington, it is a track that is a really tough one. And guys are at least starting to figure it out as far as, trying to just race the track. The rest will come to you. Race the track, let these guys overdrive the car, make mistakes, and you can get around them. You got to be really smart of when you make passes, where you make passes. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 car is our leader. We were talking about him today. I was telling my students about him. They asked me who he was, and I said he's one of my friends who lives in Brazil. I said he's actually from Spain. I said I painted him a car. We've nicknamed him Barbecue, and there it is right there. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. Painted him up an Orange Crush sponsor machine. Jesus, a good guy. One of our loyal HORL members. And I don't know if he's going to come down pit lane here. This might be a questionable move. I mean, if he's not going to make a pit stop here with maybe the one to go. He's on a little bit older tires here too. '22, the 90 going to start side by side. The 4 in third. Now he's got fresh tires. Remember, he was the leader when the caution flag came out. The 4 is on fresh tires here. I don't know about the 90. I don't think he came down pit lane. So take that back. He has pitted that machine, but I don't think Iglesias is pitted, so he's stayed out. So he's on older tires. So we're going to be oh, here we go. He might have been listening to the broadcast. Jesus showing a lot of racing IQ right there. He says, "Okay, I'm going to come off the track, come down pit lane." All right, Todd Robillard now the leader. Vieira is in second. Hassel third. Marizon is fourth. Marizon's had a fast car, but he just hasn't had the run that he needs to be able to take advantage of that. I mean, he has worked himself up to the fourth position here. He's had some trouble, gotten kind of behind the 8-ball a little bit, but man, a little bit past halfway through the race, that car started moving like it was on rails, and now he's in fourth. So we'll have to see how this shakes out for him. It's hard to pass here. He's got some tough cars to pass. Preston Hassel's got a little bit of damage he's dealing with on that 27 car. The 90, we know he's good, but I think he's been better on the restarts on the high side. The 4 car, we know he's got a strong car here tonight too. Here we are, turn up the intensity. It's lap 86, going to cross the start-finish line and start lap 87. So winding it down here. Approaching 20 laps to go. Let's see if we can't keep her green. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of giving now. Track position, everything now, and there's contact right there, right off the bat. 27 trying to dip that car down to get around the 4. '90 out to the lead. The 4 gets by. Preston Hassel now back to the 3rd position, or in 3rd. Marizon is in 4th. Robillard and Vieira. 1-2. Got to race this track, man. On board here with Todd Robillard down the backstretch. Get an idea what it's like to get around this joint. The rubber on the track helps to at least give you some reference point to be able to figure out how to get this car through the turn. You see it was a lot of work to go through turns 3 and 4. Here's 1 and 2. This car wants to drift up toward the outside wall right here, about halfway through the turn. But if you do it right, you can get a good run coming off. Guys are dropping down to the inside and getting loose tires below that double or that dotted line. Craig Marizon running in P4 in the 60. You see the 27, Preston Hassel, AMD Ryzen Ford Mustang just ahead. He's running in P3. Ricky Emerson now back up to the 5th position in that 5 car. Iglesias might have had some trouble there. He's gotten into the wall. Jesus Iglesias. He did pit, but now he's been into the wall again. Chris Hughes into 7. Running in 11th. He's had a pretty quiet night in that 7 car. Haven't heard too much out of him. Simpner's gotten around Iglesias, now is in ninth, setting his sights on Thiago Gomez. Tough to pass, he's got a little work to do. So nose to tail here in the 90, the leader. Take a look at Ricky Emerson in third. Excuse me, in the fifth position. We will look at Paul Brown in the 77. He was remarking about how much damage he's got to that machine, and this thing's not handling the way he wants it to. And he is running in sixth. Starting to work on the back of these guys. It is so hard to pass. Can be very frustrating. Just got to wait for those guys to give you an opening, and then try to weigh the cost benefit there. Do you have enough, or is it the right spot where you got room to be able to get underneath them? Is it the right spot to be able to try to pull off that pass? That's the other thing you got to weigh. Yeah, oh! In the 77, he gets into the back of the 5 car. 77 got into the back of the 5. The 5 trying to hang on here. As the 77 now says, hey, it is go time. Got into the back of the 5. Might be getting a little chippy now. Arizon says, you guys go ahead and get into one another here. I'm going to take care of this 27 car up here. Greg Marazon and, oh, and there's contact with the 27. They're both into the wall. More contact. 27 to the inside. There's more contact with those guys. Holy smokes. Right here, there's contact. We sped that up. See right here as the 27 up the track. And then it looked like the 27 and the 60, they just get into one another, arguing for the same real estate. And there's more contact going down the straight, I believe, right there. And Bardelli Jr. gets through. Get out of the front of Bardelli Jr.'s machine, he gets through. Or actually, looking out of the front of Paul Brown's machine. But Bardelli Jr. got through. Take a look out of the front of Bardelli's machine. Watch this. This guy's getting together. And then he's going to get by. So those guys got to get together again coming down the front stretch and just open up like the Red Sea for him. He gets by, gains a couple positions right there. Todd Robilard's out where he wants to be, and that's out front. We're approaching 10 laps to go, and this has been an eventful race, to say the least. 90 is the leader. Vieta is in second. The 90 just got into the outside wall. About a half a second separate the two of those guys. 0.6 of a second. Can Vieta close in? Now down to 0.4 of a second. Vieta now starting to close the gap on the 90 car. '90 a little bit faster down the front stretch. Look at this battle here. Lucas Simpner and Preston Hassel's to the inside. He's got a pretty significant amount of damage. He's going to let that 21 car go. Hassel now going to give up another position. I think Iglesias is going to get around him as well. Now Preston Hassel having a battle. He's lost a couple positions. I think he might have come down pit lane. Preston Hassel is coming down pit lane. As we're starting to close out this race. Bad tough luck there for Preston Hassel. He's going to finish in the 11th position. 10 laps to go for Todd Robillard here in the 90. He looks strong from the get-go here tonight. Ricky Emerson starting to close in on the 4. Ricky Emerson in that 5 car. The 4 of Artie Vieira trying to hold him off. This is for the 2nd position. Ricky Emerson to the inside. They're side by side coming off the turn. Down the front stretch, across the start finish line, side by side. Ricky Emerson to the inside. He's going to pull off that pass. Now takes over P2. There was a little bit of contact coming off turn 3. Or excuse me, coming off turn 4, but they got it figured out. Paul Brown and Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling it out. This is for the 4th position. Bardelli Jr. running in 5th. Paul Brown is in 4th. This is starting to heat up here, this battle. Oh, Bardelli Jr. in the 91. He can come around. And we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag as now Simner caught up in that. Bardelli Jr. got that car sideways in the 91 car. And then collected some more. Pace car is out. We are under caution. We'll take a look and see what happened here. So right here, watch this, the 91, he just gets the car, again, the tires below that dotted line, and then the back end comes around, and this is going to collect Craig Marizon right there hard into the side of the 91, and the 21 also contact for him. Just nowhere to go for some of those guys. Take a look at this out of the front of Lucas Sinfer's machine. And right there, Bardelli Jr. is just nowhere to go, just a traffic jam. Bardelli Jr. got onto the inside, and then there's contact. And we'll watch here. You can watch this. You can watch him turn this wheel to try to catch it. Right there, try to catch it, and it's too late. And Marizon just has nowhere to go and gets in to the 91 car. So that sets us up for a dash to the finish. Here we are on lap 105, scheduled to go 110. And Robillard is our leader. Now, look, these guys are looking at closing out this race, and they're on older tires, man. This is a thing where it's a must pit situation. You're going to have to pit. There is no way you're going to be able to hold off a charge with people with fresh tires. So you see that's what's happening there. All these guys coming down pit lane. All of them coming down pit lane here at Darlington. And we are going to watch the race off pit lane. It's a good place to put this camera. Who's going to take 2 tires? Who's going to take 4? Track positions, everything here. Here we go, 4 car out ahead of the 90. 90, a ton of time on pit lane. Is he going to lose another position to the 5? The 5's going to get out ahead of the 90. Good battle there. Chris Hughes, he might have gambled and did a 2-tire stop. So Artie Vieira gets by the 90 car on pit lane. The 90 lost 2 positions. He's back to the 3rd position now. He did not want to see that caution flag. There is no doubt about that. Oh, my heavens, man. Races are won and races are lost on pit lane. How many times have we seen a situation where a guy has pretty much got this race won and a caution flag comes out and completely changes the complexion of this race? Well, I don't know, man. The police officer says, I don't know, there might have been a speeder on that pit stop. He might be looking at the 77. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I think right now you got to really look at the 4 car being in the catbird seat. He won this this position off pit lane, getting by the 90, and he's got a fast car. He's going to be tough to beat. The 5 car, he's got a caution flag under his belt, so he might be a little conservative, but keep in mind, you're talking about somebody who's pretty cagey there. And Ricky Emerson, Todd Robillard's got a fast car as well, so he's now kicking himself for this caution flag coming out. Really not anything his doing. The 4th place car is 77, Paul Brown. So you talk about some tough cars, but they've got to have that moxie to get around the 4 car. That is going to be the trick, I think, getting around the 4. The 4 car is fast. What lane is he going to choose on this restart? Will D in here tonight said rough race. And it looks like the 4 car is elected to take the inside line. That puts Ricky Emerson in the 5 on the outside line. All of these guys are on fresh tires. Now, I want to say that there might be some 2 tires on some of these guys. I don't know. So this is going to be a dogfight to the finish here. Will this stay green? My smart bet is no, it will not be green. These guys might surprise me. I think the aggressiveness is going to be turned up a notch in this track. Cold tires, fresh tires, but cold tires. And rubbered in. Here we go, getting ready to go back green. A dash to the finish. Emerson on the gas there. Drag race down the front stretch. Can he clear the 4 car? He's down to the inside. The 4 is underneath him though. Oh, there's contact. Contact and the 4 comes around. Oh my gosh. 4 car comes around and Ricky Emerson's going to take the caution flag. My heavens. Come on, guys. If he had to come around here, and I don't know what happened there. Right here on this start, see Emerson's on the high line, 4 car down low, and there's contact right there. But that is a secondary deal because there's contact here. Ricky Emerson comes down as the 4 car coming up. But what brings out the caution flag? 2 separate incidents. The 90 car gets caught up in that. There were legit 2 separate incidents right there. Now the 4 car going down to the inside here. The 5 car. 4's to the inside. There's an incident there, and then the 5 car comes in, gets into the 4, and then there's another incident right there, secondary incident. I am baffled right now. We'll take a look here. This is one incident right there, and then there's a second incident. And Glacis is into the wall. He was into the wall. So right here, you see the 4. We'll take a look at him. This is the incident that I think brought out a little bit. But the 4, it looked like he might have just gotten loose. And then the 90s slid. And then there was a second incident up front there. That was a baffling situation. Vieira looked like he's coming down pit lane here. He's going to get some repairs done. He might end up retiring that car. I'm not sure, but man, he was out front. He is probably just livid right now, in a position to potentially win this race. Two incidents at the same time. That's right, Givaldo. It happens once in a while, doesn't it? Now, Vieira's on pit lane, and I don't know. He's going to get some fresh tires on this, get this thing repaired, and get back out and get after it. And we got a green-white checker. Is that right? Nobody warned me on that? Green-white checker here tonight. Who's going to take home the victory? The 5 has probably got some damage on his car. Although I don't think much, so he might be in a good position to win the race. Supposed to be looking at a billboard, I guess, somewhere. All right, side by side for this restart. Green, white, checker. Green, white, checker. How about that, man? How about that? What's that? What's this right here? TurnLeftTV logo. Woohoo! Thank you, Mike Schreiner. Appreciate that, buddy. How about that? Got TurnLeftTV logo on the track. Feel like freaking Aerosmith right now, man. Yeah. All right, green, white checker. Who's going to take home the victory? Ricky Emerson in the 5 is going to start on the outside line. Jesus Iglesias on the inside line, and this is going to get wild here. And if there's a caution flag comes out, and it ends there. Here we go. Iglesias a little bit of warp, it looks like, right there. Here we go, getting ready to go back green for a green-white checker here at Darlington. Drag race. 90 car into the back of the 22. Contact, maybe more contact. Iglesias to the inside. Can he hold it down on the inside? So far, so good. He is driving the wheels off that thing right now. Emerson to the front. Iglesias got a chance to win this. Emerson to the front there in the 5 car. Can he hold on and win this thing? Out to a big lead. One more lap to go for Ricky Emerson. Now a half a second lead. The battle now may be for the second position. There's caution flag. Ricky Emerson is going to win this race. So Ricky Emerson in the 5, coming off the final turn, will tame the lady in black. Great job to Ricky Emerson and that PlayStation sponsor machine. That move off pit road helped him. But that incident there on that last caution flag was a move that really won him the race. I mean, he just kind of lucked out in that situation. Those guys got together, and the 5 takes the victory. So congratulations to Ricky Emerson for getting the win here at Darlington. Great job. So a good race there for Ricky Emerson in the end, huh? We got a little interesting, but he was able to come away with the victory. So congratulations to Ricky, and we'll take a moment here and get things ready for him up in the booth. So he got the big win here at Darlington. We'll take a look at the final results here. Take a look at the final results. Ricky Emerson gets the win. Ty Robillard finishes in second. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 finishes third. Chris Hughes, how about that, man? Finishes in the 4th position, that 7 car. Art Fiera finishes in the 5th position. Finishing in 6th is the 77 of Paul Brown. Jesus Iglesias finishes in 7th. Craig Marzon finishes in the 8th position. Finishing in 9th is Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Lucas Sifner finishes in the 10th position in that 21 car. Finishing in the 11th position is Preston Hassel in the 27. Givaldo Spindola in the 12 finishes in, or 68 finished in the 12th position. Tim Lansbury finishes in the 13th position. So congratulations to Ricky Emerson on getting the win here at Darlington in that PlayStation sponsor machine. We'll see if we can't get a an interview with him. We'll see if we can't get a interview with Ricky Emerson. All right, we'll drag Ricky up here in the booth with us. All right, Ricky Emerson. That was an eventful race. He came away with the victory. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, I mean, this track is a tough one, but really narrow track, hard to pass, and it seemed like it was almost a death sentence to get your wheels below the dotted line there coming through the turns.
Yeah, it was. The car and the cars normally they de-wedge when you go over the dotted line, which tries to break the car loose. So it can be a handful if you're not ready for it. And you probably saw my replay. I almost looped it. I think save of the day there. It's challenging, but that's what, at least in my opinion, makes it great.
Yeah, you know, we had a little round of green flag pit stops, and I think we almost got through of them before the caution flag came out. But track position definitely king here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to pass at Darlington. I think I made one green flag pass without hitting anyone. So the other times I got help from the other drivers, co-opetition. You know, it worked out really well in terms of just the drivers being drivers, hanging onto the car, manhandling the car, and getting through the fuel run, the tire run.
You know, I think the racing got better as the night went on. We got some really good green flag laps in. Guys started realizing that just to be patient. But also, I think having rubber down on the track, although it makes the track a little bit slicker, it actually helped give you a reference point as you go through the turns, and I think benefited some guys there to have a little bit better night than what they would have.
Yeah, that's right. Over in turn 4, you can see the groove has widened out a lot. I stayed around the dotted line, but a lot of guys were floating up a bit higher on corner exit there. And I think just seeing the rubber kind of gives people more confidence that, you know, they can run up there. And the same thing happened in the middle of 1 and 2. You saw over the night, people got higher and higher up there. So it was good having that visual reference and something only rFactor can do.
And how do you go about choosing the lane when you're up front here at Darlington? Because it seemed like, you know, depending on your strategy, you could make the outside work on the starts. Other guys were making the inside work on the starts. What was your feeling on that?
Well, restarts are one thing, and generally speaking, over in turn 2, if you are on the outside and you can stay on the outside, you have the advantage. You can pin the other guy down. Essentially, the other guy gets into the mindset that the dotted line is effectively a wall. So it's a little psychological in that sense. That said, people like Paul are so incredibly hard to pass, and Arthur as well, that they'll take away the top from you. And so you have to either goad them into making a mistake or something like that around the bottom.
Yeah, when you talk about guys like Artie Vieira and Paul Brown, they don't make a lot of mistakes either. It's even tougher to pass those guys.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big mind game. You have to almost use the track and the sight lines and the spotter to your advantage, because when you get to a certain point alongside someone, their spotter tells them car inside, and so it makes them pause and think about where are they putting the car next. It
seems like the guys that consistently get wins in these series, in these races here at High Octane Racing League, are guys that are just high IQ drivers, and also guys that do a great job of adjusting the strategy on the fly throughout the races as the conditions dictate.
Yeah, that's right. I think one of the fastest growing drivers in this series in the last year has been Claudio. He's picked up a number of championships and race wins, and it's been amazing watching him grow as a racer, from bouncing off walls to winning championships. And he's become really smart. He's aggressive, but he also knows when to push and when not to push.
Well, we've got an interesting schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Next week we have Memphis International, which is a big question mark, I think, for a lot of drivers. We tested this track and we said, we thought it was race ready. Paulo Chachalowski's done a good job of converting this thing over. I'd hesitate to ask you what you think about Memphis. Really none of us getting out there and racing this track here in the rFactor 2, but it is a short track and it's different. What are the plans next week? You think you're going to be able to join us at Memphis?
I'll definitely take some time to practice the track, and we'll see if I show up and try and get 2 in a row. I've never raced Memphis personally. I've only practiced it back when years ago, when it was more broken than I think it is now. A big credit to Chachalowski and the work he does and everyone else in our community developing tracks.
Well, hey, thanks for your help too, by the way, and a little bit of the advice for uploading videos and so forth here to the YouTube channel. I appreciate that, and good luck to you next week. Congratulations on the win, and you get to kiss the lady in black, huh?
Yeah, I look forward to it, and thanks for having me up here. We're always trying to grow the channel. A big thank you to PlayStation and Lexus. This RCF was really fast today. I look forward to being in Memphis and going for 2 in a row.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care.
All right, that is Ricky Emerson joining us up here in the booth. Always a good interview, man. Very insightful. Just tells you, kind of what's going through that mind there, as give you an idea of how he thinks as he goes throughout the race too, and very composed interview. So congratulations to Ricky Emerson on getting the win in the 5-car PlayStation sponsor machine. And again, next week we have Memphis International headed your way, 135-lap race, May the 13th. You don't want to miss it. It'll be another one of those tracks where you better get out and get some practice laps in. Should be a fun one. I'm excited about this one. And, of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. But we got some more racing headed your way this weekend. And that is special event. That's Las Vegas Motor Speedway and the IndyCar Series. 150 laps in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series at Las Vegas. That's going to be fast and furious. Racing's coming up tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I don't know, man. I'm sort of leaning one way about racing in the thing, leaning another way about broadcasting the thing, maybe leaning another way about racing in the thing and broadcasting at the same time. We'll see. We'll definitely be there one way or the other. But come on out and join us if you'd like to race some IndyCar Series. We're doing this to push the schedule back for the Saturday Night Thunder. So instead of racing Darlington tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder, we'll race that next week and pick up the schedule there. So we're a week kind of staggered from the Buschwackers series. And that's coming up next week right here on TurnLeftTV. The Saturday Night Thunder at Darlington, 110 laps, race number 4 of the season. And don't forget a special event we have coming up on May the 28th, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The night before the actual Indy 500, we'll do a 100-lap race in Indianapolis in the Indy cars. Don't want to miss it. That will be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And racing starts Saturday, May the 28th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, or a website, or an online store, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here tonight. And, man, that was a wild race. We knew that was going to be a challenging one, but it was an interesting race. Congratulations to Ricky Emerson on his win. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thanks so much for coming out here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for us tonight. And we're going to have to get out of here and go join our friends up in the channel. So take it easy tonight, man. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time. I am out of here.